Okay everybody, I'm just making this quick little video to show you in a small apartment, little 2-bedroom, doesn't really matter how big it is. All you need is a closet if you want to grow some hydroponics or some aquaponics or whatever. This is our little closet. Not a big room or anything, it's just a normal little room with a closet. We got a hydroponic setup and an aquaponic setup sitting right next to each other. It's pretty cool. We started out with the hydroponic. Actually, we started with soil, and we were like, "Oh, the soil kind of sucks. It's kind of boring. You don't get to do any fun stuff with it. You just water it, a couple times a week, and the growth is kind of slow." So we were like, "Oh, let's do a hydroponic." So we got the hydroponic, and then we realized that there was such thing as aquaponics, and you could have fish and all kinds of cool stuff, and that seemed like the most fun. So we kind of got both going. We stuck with both of them, transplanted all our soil stuff into the hydro and the aquaponics. So it's a combination of those and some stuff we started in seeds and some stuff that we started in this. I just threw some seeds in there and look at that. Little seedlings of lettuce starting to grow. Got a pepper back there. These little tomato plants in here. And I didn't even plant these. I literally just scattered a handful of seeds inside that thing after these big plants were transplanted in there. I just scattered them in, and within 3 or 4 days they actually sprouted. I was amazed. So now I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more pop up, because there's like probably 50 seeds I threw in there. So the hydroponic setup is run on a pump. I think our pump in here is pretty small. It's like 200 gallons per hour. We got it at this little grow shop, and it was like, I don't know, 18 or 20 bucks, something like that. And then it pumps the water up continuously from down inside here. The pump is right there with an air stone. Always put an air stone in there. Put like 100 if you can. You can't over-oxygenate, but if you don't have an air stone, then these things will all die because they're constantly watered. So the pump pumps it up through that, right there. See that? And then it's distributed through these little things. And this is just a little thing we got at Home Depot. I mean, you could turn these knobs and turn them on and off. You can see some of them aren't being used. There's an empty one right there. No big deal. It was cheap. The funnest part of all this is, you get to have fun doing it, and it's cheap. So, anyways, they're constantly being watered. You can see a little drip. I wouldn't be too concerned at how you place that. We just kind of stuck them in there, and each one gets their water. You look underneath, it's still dripping on the roots. All of them have water dripping off them. And then way back there, that pepper, it refuses to grow. I even put the stuff in the water there, the roots. And just for your own reference too, this has quite a bit of nutrients in it. I got the parts per million for what it's worth. I know that's not the best way to read it, but I kept adding nutrients until the parts per million was about 1,200, so that's pretty high. Or I would say it's pretty high. People are always telling me to put 200-300 parts per million for nutrients. Our water here, our tap water we used, is about 80, so it's actually pretty clean water. It's Denver water, downtown Denver. About 70 to 80 parts per million, and I got this up to 1,200 with the newts. So there's a crap ton of nutrients in here, and it's worth it because this little guy started as a seed about 3 or 4 weeks ago. We just dropped a seed in the grow dam block, those little cubes that are about this big, inch by inch. You snap them off. We dropped it in there, and then it started to sprout, and we stuck the whole cube in there. The cube is still in there, and you can't even see it, but it doesn't hurt it at all. So obviously that's growing pretty fast. I don't really have anything to put next to it as a size comparison. Here's my little ammonia test bottle, and that's the size of the plant in just a couple weeks. So maybe, I'd say a month. I exaggerate here. But so then we got our aquaponics. I'm just sitting on the floor looking at it here. It's not really anything high up in the air. The fish are in here. These are 20-cent goldfish that I got at PetSmart. I thought they were going to die in a week. I got 30 of them. I lost 4 within the first 2 weeks, and now I'm not losing any. I got them about a month ago. They're getting bigger. They're more healthy. When I first got them, they all flew to the back corner of the tank and just sat back there. I went outside from my apartment complex and stole some rocks. So that the algae, or not the algae, but the bacteria colonies would have something to sit on and grow. So we got about 26 or so, I assume if I'm counting right, fish left. And they're more energetic now, they're more playful. If they just fly to the corner like they did for me, don't worry about it. After you feed them for a while, they start to recognize you. I know it sounds stupid, but when other people would come in here, they would not do anything. They would hide in the corner. But when I come in here, since I feed them every day, they kind of fly out and want food. So they're braver now. That's a pump there. It's 298, I want to say, gallons per hour, and it was just enough to get this thing started. Here, this is a good opportunity to show you the siphon starting. It slowly starts dripping, and then once the water level gets too high, the siphon will just start itself. It's pretty cool. It took me hours to get this siphon to work. There you go. A little bit of water splashing out, but not anything significant. I got a towel anyway, so. It aerates the water. We got 2 big air stones in there. We're buying more too. And we're going to stick some air stones up here too, inside there. Figure aerate it a little bit more. But yeah, apparently 1 air stone is enough, but I just like the idea of having more than enough in there. And then here the gargle. It's about to break. It's trying to break. Come on. Sometimes it takes a while, which is fine. Doesn't hurt to have some extra air up there on the roots. So right now there's almost no water in the tank above us. There it goes. Hear that? So, what is that? It's like we got some shit growing on there. I have to wipe that down. So yeah, that's about it. We got a crappy tomato plant from Walmart. It is dying. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I have been pruning this thing. I practically murdered it. Look at all the ends. I cut off all the crap and threw it down here in a little bucket because I don't want that dead crap all over the place inside the system. This is another one that we started from a seed. Pretty good size. This is just our thermometer hanging here. It's a tomato. We got some mint here that I got at Walmart. It's already growing pretty fast, and which is amazing considering I haven't really had any nutrients in this system yet. It would kill the fish, so you kind of got to let them make the nutrients. But those tiny little fish are taking a pretty long time to get any nitrate levels in our little test kit here, and our levels are pretty low still. Not much nutrients for these plants. They're probably starving. But and then we got some squash, some regular sweet basil, or something crazy big organic plant. It's almost touching the light. Look at that. It's right by the light. It's still not burning anything. They love it. I mean, they just grow up right into it. They're not even hot. The flowers look great. That's I'm just gonna see what happens. I want to see how high they'll actually go if they just want to touch that light, and then I'll cut them. I'm gonna kill the shit out of them. I don't care at that point. They're not gonna break my light over it. But some Thai basil back here, some peppers, that lettuce that I was showing you, and that's just a flower. Enjoy it. Not sure why I bought it. Just thought it'd be cool to have a flower. It's not as cool as I thought. And actually it's a pain in the ass because the petals keep falling off and landing in here, in my bell siphon area, and they're plugging up the holes, and I have to keep cleaning it out because the siphon stops working. So, I don't recommend flowers near the siphon thing, or anything, even all this shit. I need a cap is what I need, but too lazy to go back to Home Depot. This is my ghetto little siphon. The only reason I have all these tubes coming down, normally you don't even need one. A lot of people make one little release tube, but I just couldn't get the thing to break, so it just took a lot of experimenting. Don't be disheartened if you can't get the system to siphon right away, or you can't get it to keep siphoning, or anything like that, because it took me an entire, probably 2 or 3 days after I got home from work. I'd spent about 4 hours on this, just getting that siphon to work. And I finally, as you can see, got it to work. So, and then, pissed me off, it worked great for probably 2 weeks, and then it stopped working, and I realized the flow with the pump had slowed down a little bit just because it was cycling and starting to get clogged up, so I'd have to keep cleaning it out. And then that's why I have the tube running straight into here, because the flow's a little low. So, but always remember, it's better to have your siphon that's kind of hard to break than one that will never start. Because if the siphon never starts, you're going to kill all the plants by flooding them too much. But if they don't get watered as often and they're in dry air more often than the water, then that's no problem. They're going to be just fine. So it's better to have a siphon that won't break than one that won't start. So if anything, go with a higher flow pump or whatever. So that's about it. If you have any questions, post them. I'll try and answer them. I've never done a YouTube video or anything, so we'll see if I care about this video in a week. But just thought I'd share. The only reason I know how to do all this stuff and how I knew how to make that was everyone else's awesome videos, so thought I would share the knowledge here. We've been experimenting on a lot of stuff. Like I was saying, the parts per million in there, we tried different newts and different things. We tried, mixing and matching stuff. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just post them. I might answer.